history is the company was founded in 1892 in Horgen in Switzerland, in fact by the Staubli family, who remain the current owners, so it's 100% from beginning to now owned by the Staubli family. We originally started as a repair shop, actually for textile machinery, and started our first manufacturing plant, opened it in 1908, so we're not new, we've been around a little while. And I would say our fundamental statement would be, I guess, that it's a little different across divisions to be specific, but if I was to look at a general statement which would cover our mission, it's to make people's working lives easier and safer. I think that the obvious question that people may have is it is very diverse, our product range, and what links all our divisions and what links them together. And the answer to that really is high precision mechatronics. They are the founder, the cornerstone of really all the divisions. If I go through them one by one, and we handle the divisions in alphabetical order, so I'll start with our electrical connector division. That's our newest division. It joined the Staubli Group in 2002 as a result of an acquisition. We purchased another Swiss family company called Multi-Contact and integrated it into our company. The division is really, again, subdivided in two. We have the one that is the easiest to explain, and that's our what we call our photovoltaic range, and that's really as it sounds. This is to make connections between solar panels and the inverters which connect to the solar panels. It's a relatively small product range because it is really dedicated, and there's not so much expansion that's needed in different connector technologies. It's all about reliability and ease of use. Having said that, though it's a very small product range, it is actually now our most significant part of the business. The photovoltaic business is absolutely booming, I think, as most people know. And the issue really is, honestly, it's keeping up with demand as opposed to innovation, which is a little bit different from all our other businesses. So to conclude really the electrical connector division, we have another subdivision which we call GI, stands for General Industry, although it's a little bit more general than the PV side or photovoltaic side, but it isn't really a general range of products. It's aimed at specific applications within specific markets. So typically you would find us in the power distribution and power generation distribution business. We have a range of modular connectors, which encompass actually fluid connectors as well, or can. And that is really a cross-divisional or cross-industry product range. Anybody that needs to make multi-connections at one time, they want to make them reliable, and they want to make multiple connections. So what I mean by that, they want to make maybe more than 1 million connection cycles. Industries also that we service. Railway is an interesting one for us. And of course, as we're talking here, e-mobility is becoming more and more important to us. Next division is a fluid connector division, which has a huge product range, far too large for me to go into any detail now. But effectively, what we're about is making high performance and safe, quick connection systems, which are able to, customers are able to make fluid connections without use of tools, without leakage, without any spillage, and with reliability. And again, where a lot of connection cycles are needed. And then we have other ranges of products which are very specific to markets, and they are more mechanical devices, for example, for the transfer of injection molding product, the holding of injection molding tools in the press or the injection molding machine. And as I say, really, it's a very, very diverse product range. Key markets for us would be automotive, mainly in the assembly of the vehicles, but also in very special vehicles. We also have a lot of onboard applications. Very popular one that's well known at the moment is the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Very special car. And there, for example, that's the type of place you would find Staubli connectors in an onboard application. Other industries that are important to us: chemical, nuclear, high-end motorsport in the UK is particularly important to us. We have connectors on every car on the Formula One grid, on the Le Mans series. Every car in the Le Mans series uses our connectors. A lot of onboard applications, plus the most visible one is in the refueling. In the Le Mans series, they still do in-race refueling, and all of them use a Staubli connector. On top of that, other important markets would be plastic processing, and of course, aerospace is important, and growing in importance for us is e-cooling. Not only in vehicles, but also data centers and so on and so forth. Power consumption is growing so much. It's traditional cooling methods are no longer enough. So now we have to put fluids through the data center or whatever, the vehicle, to ensure that we can cool the circuits or indeed the boards down. As I say, it's just a very hope you can tell from the marks I've just discussed. It's really where the demand is very high. The technical demand is really difficult. Typically, you would find Staubli connectors in places where there is a very distinctive need, not just confined perhaps to the fluid that they're connecting, but the environment that they're in. Next for us in order is robotics, and here we're only involved in industrial robotics, and actually where there is a requirement for high speed and high repeatable accuracy. We don't manufacture robots for heavy payload applications. We concentrate, as I say, on where you need real accuracy and or high speed. Typical markets for us there would be pharmaceutical, and more application actually in the medical industry. So we, in certain cases, our robot arms are now replacing the surgeon arms. So they're actually invasive surgery, and it's a robot arm that is actually carrying out that task. Other important industries for us are food, and then really there's a plethora. It's just really where you need a high accuracy, as I said. The textile industry is, or division is perhaps a little bit more difficult to explain to people who aren't involved in the textile market. But our key products, in fact, are what provide the intelligence to the loom. So what tells the loom what to produce, what pattern to make, what material to use. So they are the industry terminologies for those are jacquard and dobbies. And then depending on which one you use, they are both electromechanical devices. One, jacquard, is more electronically biased, and the dobby we would call more the workhorse, whether it's a mechanical device with an electrical interface or electronic interface, typically making heavier cloths. Jacquard, where you need more complex cloths weaving. It's a very, it's not, my colleagues in the textile division wouldn't appreciate 100% what I've said, but it's a rough guide. And then we also have another part which we call WPS, or weave preparation systems. And these machines, what they effectively do is when you're producing some cloth, you can come to the point where the reel or the bobbin, which has got the individual threads on, it runs out, and you need to attach another reel to it. And that's exactly what these machines do. They in fact tie the two ends of the reel that's coming to an end and the new reel together. Typically, you'll have seen, I think probably from Victorian times, this is the task that poor children used to have to do, crawling underneath a loom to physically tie each thread together. These devices do it much more quickly, and also 100% safe. There's no human intervention within the loom. We have another specialist area within the textile division, and that's specifically carpet weaving machines. And in this instance, we make the whole device, including the loom. For what is the industry first, as high quality cloth. It's not carpets. It's not my definition. The definition that the industry uses, it's a carpet that would be hard to detect by a non-specialist that it wasn't hand woven. So that's specifically textiles, and indeed completes our four product divisions. I think, of course, it's just the cornerstone of our business, but it's what we're all about. But the specifics, I would say, that differentiate us from most of our competitors is we maintain a high degree of direct contact with our customers. We don't generally deal through distribution. We deal from our own service and support teams and sales teams with the end user or the OEM. Why that is important is twofold, I would say. One, you're getting experts advising you and analysing your need. And second, it allows us to continue with our innovation. Because we're very close to our customers and prospective customers indeed, we're in a position where we believe we can anticipate the future, what they'll need from robotics or textile machines or connectors in the future. So therefore, our R&D is responding actually to the need of the anticipated need from our customers in the future, rather than theoretical need, something that we dream up in-house, develop and then try to price on our customers. I think that's the big differentiator with us regarding customer service. We employ in all our divisions really large sales, technical sales and service support teams. So we can have this regular contact. All of that is supported by, in our offices, we have technical specialists for each division and also commercial specialists. All with the aim of staying as close as we can to the need of our given markets. Right, we have quite a lot of individual products that we'll be showcasing, both from the electrical connector side and the fluid connector side. But really what I would try to encapsulate it and tell you, yes, please bear in mind there'll be a lot of different products there, but it's our specific ranges of products for the connection that are designed specifically for the needs of the electrical vehicle and battery production, both test, production, and indeed our R&D. So it's very specific to the visitors I expect that will be visiting your show. We won't really be showing any general connectors. Everything that the visitors to our stand should see should be of interest to them, and we try just to keep it, as I say, that way, very, very specific. Well, it's a very good question, by the way, made me think a little bit. But again, to try to encapsulate it in three statements, I think we're interested in market trends. I told you that we spend a lot of time visiting customers, but we hope to see what innovations there are in the industry and see which way the industry is going. And then, of course, most importantly too, is we're looking forward to seeing our customers, both new and old. So they're the three things, I think. So to repeat, market trends, industry innovation, and our customers.